Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Swiss light NBA night. Just 3 games on the Tuesday night slate. Some nice college basketball action, though. And tomorrow on the live show at 4 p.m., we're going to mix it up. We're going to go through NBA and college basketball. This video, I'm just going through the 3 NBA games, though. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Swiss. The Swiss. Swiss. Hey, get the Swiss.
First up, Denver's on the road in Philly to play the Sixers. Sixers open up as favorites here. They're laying a point at home. Total sitting at 229.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and my model nailed this one. Model spitting out 115, 114 Philly. Line is Philly -1, and the total's at 229.5, so no leans either way here. Let's talk injuries, and as of right now, Denver's looking like they're in good shape here. Strother's listed as doubtful coming off the bench, but other than that, pretty much everyone good to go for Denver. On the Philly side, Sixers are going to be without DeAnthony Melton again. He's already been ruled out. Some good news, though. Covington might return. He's listed as questionable. He's missed several games now. And also, Joel Embiid, not on the injury report, which means we're going to get to see Embiid versus Jokic, which we never get to see. And we're also going to see Joel Embiid, well, it looks like as of right now, we're going to see Joel Embiid play on back-to-back nights, another thing we don't usually see. So that's good news for Philly. So let's match these two teams up on the court. And if you're wondering where Philly's been struggling this year, look right here. In the last 10 games, Sixers are dead last in defensive rebounding rate and dead last in defensive free throw rate, meaning they cannot keep opponents off the offensive glass and they cannot keep opponents off the foul line. Now, to be fair, using the last 10 games as a sample size might not be the most accurate way to go about it because Embiid only played in 4 of the last 10. He's been hurt. But even if we switch it up to the full season, Philly is still weak in those same 2 categories. It's the same thing. Philly's been struggling on the defensive interior, and you know what? That dates back to last season as well. You draw Embiid out to the 3-point line and attack the rim. That's been how you score on the Sixers for 2 or 3 years now. To make matters even worse for Philly's defense, Nuggets attack the rim a lot. 34% of the Nuggets shot attempts have come at the basket over the last 10 games, second most in the NBA. So on paper, the Nuggets offense is a nightmare matchup for the Sixers defense. So if you're into player props, I'd consider looking at one of the Nuggets that has a high shot frequency at the basket. Aaron Gordon attempts 68% of his shots at the rim, which is insane. Also, Christian Brown and Peyton Watson's overs might be worth a look as well. So on paper, it's looking like Denver should definitely be able to score on Philly. But when we look at the spot, first of all, Sixers are 14-6 against the spread at home this year, the 4th most profitable home team in the NBA. And it gets even more concerning for Denver when you look at their numbers on the road, just 7-13 against the spread on the road, 29th most profitable team. Only the Atlanta Hawks are worse on the road than the Denver Nuggets this season. So you got a team in Denver that doesn't cover the number on the road against a team in Philly that covers the number at home. Don't love that at all. Now, one thing to consider, though, Philly did just play a game yesterday. They are on a back-to-back, and on the season, the Sixers are just 2-4 against the spread on 0 days rest. Remember, they just played the Rockets yesterday. But it's important to take note, and like I said earlier, Joel Embiid usually doesn't play in these back-to-backs. He didn't play in 3 of these. So yeah, the Sixers are 2-4 against the spread on back-to-backs, on the second leg of back-to-backs, I should say. But with Embiid on the floor, they're actually 2-1 against the spread on back-to-backs. So I'm leaning Philly here. Am I worried about the Sixers protecting the rim? Yeah. But overall, I like the spot for the Sixers despite them being on a back-to-back. Also, their game was during the day yesterday. Gives them a few extra hours of rest. Give me the Sixers. I'll lay the point. Next game. Kings are on the road in Phoenix to play the Suns. Suns are laying 4 points here at home, and the total sitting at 243.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, the Suns are going to win a close one here. 117-115 Phoenix. Let's talk injuries. Kings are in pretty good shape. Everyone's healthy on the Kings except for Keegan Murray, who's listed as questionable, and that is a significant piece. But overall, the Kings are in pretty good shape. But you know what? So is Phoenix. The big 3 is healthy. Beal, Booker, Durant, all on the floor for this one. Bol is listed as questionable. Damian Lee has been ruled out, but Damian Lee, I'm not sure how many minutes he would even be getting if he's healthy. So let's match these two teams up on the court. And at first glance at the Suns' recent games, you might be like, hey, Phoenix is getting their shit together. They're 7-3 in the last 10. But the thing is, if you take a closer look, they're still really not playing that well. They're just 4-6 against the spread, and if you isolate it to just their last 10 games at home, they're just 5-5 straight up and 2-8 against the spread. So the Suns have not been playing as well as you think, especially on their home floor. Meanwhile, look at what Sacramento's been quietly doing on the road. I feel like the Kings kind of got a bad rep. Everyone was talking about that Hornets game. They blew that game to the Hornets at home. It was an ugly game, and everyone kind of wrote the Kings off as, I guess, a little bit of frauds from last year. But you know what? They're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 on the road. They're 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 on the road. They're starting to resemble the Kings from last year that finished in the 3 seed. If you remember, the Kings were the best road team in the NBA last year. They were 29-15 against the spread on the road, a 25.85% ROI on the road last year. So right off the bat, I got a team that I trust on the road catching points against a team I don't trust at home. It's a good start for the Kings. As far as mismatches and angles go, I did find a couple I like for the Kings. First off, rebounding. Kings started off the season struggling on the boards. That's why if you look at their full season rebounding numbers, they don't look great. But look at the last 10 games. Kings are 4th in offensive rebounding rate in the last 10 games, compared to the Suns defense at 23rd. So Kings should definitely be able to rack up some second chance points in this one. Another mismatch I like for the Kings here. Sacramento should be able to eat from the perimeter in this one. They've shot a lot of above the break threes recently, and they've been hitting them. 8th in frequency, 10th in efficiency in the last 10 games. And look at the Suns' defensive numbers against above the break threes. They've been getting cooked. 29th in frequency, 29th in efficiency. So I don't see any reason why the Kings aren't scoring points. They should have plenty of looks from outside, and they should be able to clean up on the offensive glass as well. Now, we do have to be fair, though, and look at the matchup for the Suns offense, and no question, Suns are going to get their looks from mid-range in this one. Durant, Beal, Booker, I mean, they're going to get their shots off. They love to eat from the mid-range, and on paper, the Kings should struggle to defend it. But really, the way to exploit this Kings defense is to shoot the outside shot. They're so bad against the three-point shot, and Phoenix hasn't really been shooting any threes recently. I know glancing at the quote-unquote big three for Phoenix and fading that is a little scary, but you know what? I like this Kings team, and I just took them the other night on the road in Milwaukee. I took them plus 4.5. They should have won the game in overtime. Damian Lillard hit a miracle buzzer beater. It was actually awesome. I didn't care. I had Kings plus 4.5. Actually, I had their money line in a parlay, so I did care. That's a lie, but I got the cover. So I'm going right back to the Kings here. I'm going to take the 4 points. Give me Sacramento plus 4. Third game of the night is Thunder at Clippers, and as I'm recording this, there's not even a line open. By the time you're watching this video, the line will be open, but I don't have any notes for this one right now. We will go over it on the live show. I'll definitely be betting this game. I can tell you 100% I'll be betting this game. I mean, this is an awesome game. TNT, national television, 2 of the hottest teams in the Western Conference. I'm going to be betting it. Just as of right now, I don't have a lean, and I don't want to give out a pick and have to change sides. So we'll talk about this one on the live show, 4 p.m. If you want my top bets for all sports parlays of the day, or you want to join the Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. See you at 4 p.m. in the live show if you're able to make it. Talk to you later.